record on this. Beautiful. So what I want to talk about today, we're going to talk about what we're going to do a little bit of a both. I've been doing the first 3 months of the year and the second 3 months of the year. I've been kind of doing half and half about what sort of topic we're covering. Today, I want to do a little bit of column A and column B. I want to give a really quick overview about what BombBomb is and the top 3 ways to leverage the tool, like a how to. And then I really want to talk about what I believe to be the best way for you to leverage that tool right now in the market, meaning literally, how can I use BombBomb to make my business or to grow my business, to grow the relationships in my sphere like that. But what I want the sort of overarching theme of this call to be is relationships. That is going to be the crux of what we're talking about and the goal of everything, that the objective of what we're talking about. So there's sort of 2 statements that I want to talk about. One is one of the first things that I learned, or that I was told, and I'm coming on 7 years working here, and in the first month, the manager of the Holland, Michigan office, Bernie, who is the office I sat in for a while, he said to me that if you take care of your clients for the first 5 years of your business, they'll take care of you for the rest of your business. And that was really powerful because, so often when we talk about leads, when we talk about transactions, we talk about it in those terms. And we sometimes forget that we're talking about people. We're talking about families, couples, individuals, any combination of those who are looking to buy or sell a home. But after that transaction, they are still people looking to potentially buy or sell, who know people. I've said this before, but we've done, there are so many studies out there, but we've done them internally in our company as well, where no matter where you are on the spectrum of production, roughly 80 to 86% of your business will be coming from your sphere of influence. People you've worked with before, people who will be those people referring other people to you. And then, of course, people you like, know, and trust. All of that, that's where the bulk of your business will always continue to come from. That does not mean you should not be prospecting, you should not be working leads and nurturing leads, but it's when you have those leads, when you have those transactions, it's fostering relationships with those people to grow long term. I won't go into the stories because I've shared them many times on these trainings, but I've shared the horror stories of what can happen when you don't foster those relationships. One of the horror stories I've shared before is an agent who helped a client buy a $6 million property in Las Vegas, and then 12 months later saw that they sold that home and bought another in the same price range. And when he reached out to the client and asked why they didn't work with him again, they said it was because they couldn't remember his name, and that they loved working with him but didn't have anything way to contact him. So they asked a family friend for a referral. And the realtor was saying to this group, he said, from the day of closing, I didn't reach out once in 12 months. No follow-up, no how's the home, no drip campaigns, nothing. And because of that, I lost out on $12 million in volume a year later. So fostering relationships is one of the most important things you can do to build longevity in your business. How you foster that relationship, how you keep that up, there are varying degrees of it. I always say, like, marketing, to me, many aspects of marketing feel like ladders. So people talk about Facebook, right? Having no Facebook page, doing no social media is basically you're not on the ladder. Having a page is the bottom rung. Posting once or twice a month is 1 or 2 rungs up. Posting 5 times a week is a rung up. Doing a video, right? Like, there's varying degrees of it. In the same way here, staying in touch with people, there are varying degrees of it too. I've shared this story before, and I say it, in jest because I love Bernie, but I remember when I bought a home, and on the anniversary, the home anniversary, I got a postcard in the mail, or a little card in the mail that said, happy home anniversary, and it had our lender's headshot on it from 10 years ago, and it had Bernie's headshot on it from 10 years ago. And the next day in the office, I said, and they're printed signatures, like a printed signature. And I said to Bernie, I said, hey, thanks for that card you sent yesterday. And he goes, what card? And I was like, okay, so obviously, like, that's better than nothing at all. But it was funny that he, of course, didn't realize that was going out. Whereas if you were to leverage BombBomb, like we're going to discuss, and you were able to actually send out a custom message. And we'll talk about how easy that is, how little time that takes, but how much more that matters to somebody, how much more that means to somebody. That is what really builds a relationship and keeps you top of mind with somebody like this. So let's talk about at the core what BombBomb is. Obviously, if you're here, you've probably heard of it in basic terms, but please remember, guys, before I get too far into it, because you guys know how I like to talk, there is a chat function. If you guys have questions, please write them in the chat. That'll come up on my screen. I'll get little alerts, and I'll be able to go back and answer those questions and stuff. So what BombBomb is at its very core is a video communication tool that really streamlines your abilities to not only record videos, but send them, save them, and put them into other platforms, email campaigns, sending the email campaigns right out from BombBomb. There's a lot you can do from. Make sure my phone's. I'm still new to Apple Watch, so whenever it dings, it's still weird to me. But leveraging the videos in other platforms as well. We, especially in a world that still is relatively virtual, you have clients that you're possibly showing a home to across the country who are not there with you but want to see the home. Maybe you're doing it over FaceTime, maybe you're sending them a video later. But the example I always use is that if I go around and I take a video with my iPhone and I just do a even 2-3 minute walkthrough tour to send to my client, that's going to take a very long time and a lot of data to send to them. It's going to take a long time, a lot of data for them to download to their phone. And then it's going to take up space on their phone, especially if they save it to their phone. Then it's in their messages and on their phone, let alone if one of you has an iPhone and one of you has an Android, then it's going to come through really weird quality. It really complicates a lot of the process. Whereas with BombBomb, you can, one, send it just super easily. It's a quick link. They're not downloading anything. Two, it comes through really visually appealing. And I'll show you what that means if I can get this up in time. If you've been on these trainings before, you'll know that part of my BombBomb training ritual is bothering Carrie with a BombBomb video. So we'll get there later, of course. But when I send her a BombBomb video through BombBomb in text, it literally, if you guys can see this, I don't know if it's blurring it. Yeah, it's blurring it. It's not inappropriate. It's just the blur of the Zoom call. It literally pops up in iMessage with me moving. And if I were to unmute it, she can watch my video right there in iMessage without having to click on any links, without having to open anything else. It's right there in the message. So it's easy for her to watch. And it stays there indefinitely. There's no time limit. There's no expiration. The videos are always there. If I record a video on my phone, it goes automatically to my email. It goes automatically to my library on BombBomb.com. It's all cloud synced. It's automatic. And what it really does is, one, it makes video easy for your clients, but it also makes it really easy for you. You can do it on a group basis or an individual basis. And we'll talk about examples of both of those today. So, when we're talking about the examples that I just mentioned about keeping up with your clients, that, home anniversary, if I see on my calendar that today's, the 1-year anniversary of Becky buying her home, I can open my phone, email, or the desktop app, or the website, and just go, "Hey, Becky, congratulations. It's been 1 year since you bought the home in Punta Gorda. I hope it's been a great year. I know that was a scary move for you, moving out of your hometown after 20 years, but I hope you've loved it. Of course, if you have questions or need any vendor recommendations, I'm here for you. I've got your back. I've got a whole app where you can actually, whole thing called Home Hub. I can tell you about that later. But just want to say congrats. Hope you're doing great and hope you're enjoying the home. Talk to you later." Done. Send that off to her. Custom video right there for Becky. You can also leverage BombBomb videos to do more of a group setting, whether it is a group sort of like a holiday video, or like we'll talk about, a sort of market update. Maybe you're leveraging some information from your MLS to do a newsletter type video, a market update that's going to brand you as the real estate expert. So what BombBomb is about is one, being able to shoot video easily, but two, being able to brand yourself and stay in touch with people in a way that, to be honest, other people aren't doing. And that's what I always go back to with any of these BombBomb calls, with any video tool, is that everybody tells me, every agent that I talk to in terms of video, they say something like, "I know I should be doing a video. I see this other agent doing video online," or some variation of, I know that it's important, or I see other people doing it, but then they don't do it. And that's why at the end of the day, what BombBomb is to me is a differentiator. Video on the whole is still, especially in real estate, especially in an area where not everybody is doing it to the level other industries are, there's a market for you to brand yourself as the person who does do that. But there's also a conversation, or there's also an opportunity for you to build deeper relationships with your clients one-on-one. Last thing I'll say before we get into the practical parts of it is that I early on, and again, I haven't had this happen as much, but in the first year or so that I was here, I would often get people saying things like, I don't really want to use I don't like technologies. I don't like using all these different tools because all that does at the end of the day is like get in the way of the old school way of doing things. It gets in the way of a handshake or sitting down at the coffee table. And I don't want to go away from that. That's what I want to double down on. What I would say to that is I would disagree that my goal, at least in my philosophy with technologies and digital marketing, is that this is how you get to that point now. Talking about BombBomb, talking about Moxie or other technologies, the goal is not to replace any sort of sitting down with a person or being there in person or shaking hands or anything like that. It's to better get to that place, because how we get from A to Z is different now. It's not to replace Z or the destination. It's how do you get there that's different. So my goal with these trainings with technologies, with all of this stuff, is to help you get to that place better, or quicker, or in a way that your clients want to get there. So let's talk about first the best and easiest ways to actually leverage BombBomb practically in your day-to-day. Because I'm also very weary as the technologies guy that the last thing you need is another place to go, another destination, another website, another dashboard to have open on your tab. Now, my big thing with any technology that you're trying to integrate into your business is the keyword was right there, was integrate. What is the best way for you to add this to your workflow? And the sub question to that you have to ask yourself is, what do you want to achieve the most here? What is your main objective with leveraging a tool like this? So I'm going to talk about the three best ways to leverage BombBomb in your business, or to me, the three easiest ways to practically leverage it. And then we'll talk about the content and the ways to do that. So I'm going to share my screen here. And the first thing that I want to show you guys on the screen is the Schmidt resources page. Now, again, I've said this before, we have a really good company deal. Again, as inflation has gone up, BombBomb's prices have gone up, ours has not. Ours, I think BombBomb used to be like $50 a month while we were at 25 through our partnership with them. I think they've gone up since then to 55 or 60 or something like that. Ours has stayed at $25 a month. So if you want to sign up with our discount, it's on Schmidt Resources. I'll put the link in the chat. It's on any of our resource sites for any of our brands. You can go right there and sign up and have an account through Schmidt family of companies. You will not get billed through BombBomb. If they're asking you for credit card information, that's how you know you're on the wrong screen. You'll get billed through the marketing group and print shop, but this is where you will go to sign up for one of our account, or an account through us, so that you're getting the right discount. So there are three ways that you can leverage BombBomb. I have all three of them set up so that I'm versatile to use what I want when I want. So the first one is the website itself. Of course, because it's a web-based thing, there is a dashboard. There is a website where you go to, when you have an account set up, you can go to bombbomb.com and you can set up your account. Here's where you can, of course, set up your profile. Make sure your my glasses on because I have to look at things now. Make sure your contact info looks the right way. Make sure you've got, I got a headshot here from Gen Blue, I think 2018, 2019. So maybe I need to update that a little bit. Make sure your information is right here. Make sure you've got your social media the way that you want it to look. Just make sure everything looks the way that you want it to. But what you can do from your dashboard here is basically anything that you can do from the email or from the app, the phone app itself. So I have across the top here, there's a bunch of things. Number one is videos. So I'm just going to kind of go through these things a little fast. I'm not going to go too far in depth just because I want to make sure we have time to go over all the other stuff. But of course, if you get into this, if you start using BombBomb and you have questions as you leverage it, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer any of those questions and stuff. So what I have here in the videos tab is every single video that I've ever done. So what this like, there's no limit to how many videos you can have, how long the videos can have. I think the longer the videos, like we're talking 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, the longer they take to process and to like leverage. But I wouldn't worry too much. Like that's not something I've ever seen our agents run into. But they also stay here indefinitely. So if you look in the bottom corner here, I have 510 videos I've done over the past few years here. They're all here. I could go back to my very first video, and I'm not going to scroll back because I don't want to see what I looked like 5 years ago, but it's there for me to leverage if I ever wanted to send that out again. So what's cool about this is that, one, if you ever send a link for a video or send a video to a client or a family or friend or whomever, that video is going to stay there forever. If they go back to watch it, the link's going to be exactly the same. That's never going to be, unless you delete it or remove it, that's never going to be go away. Number two, if you do a video that's a little more evergreen, meaning that it doesn't really have an expiration. So this video here, the most recent one I did about half an hour ago, was specifically to Becky because she sent me a BombBomb. I sent a video back to her. That's more of a one-on-one video. But if I were to do a market update video or a video about getting pre-approved, maybe something a little bit more general, a little bit more broad, I could send that video to my sphere, but then maybe 6 months from now, I have a client asking about that, and I can go, oh, I shot that video a few months ago. I could go back here, find it, and send it again. So those videos are always going to be live. You can also upload videos here. So maybe if you wanted to send a video out through BombBomb, you could upload that video if it was maybe a listing that was taken or a listing video that was taken, something else. But this is where your videos are stored. I'm going to move one. I'm going to skip emails for now. I'm going to go back there in a minute, but I'm going to go over to contacts here. Now, bear with me just for a second because there are other solutions here, but you can, if you want to, upload your contacts to BombBomb and have them right in BombBomb. So that is, as I'd say, as simple as, but we know how sometimes there are complications here. You can add people and you can add specific individuals by literally typing them in. You can copy and paste some email addresses here, or you can, of course, upload a CSV file. So you can find it on your computer, upload it, and add people to your sphere that way. Again, I know that's not everyone's favorite thing to do, so that's not something you absolutely have to do, but it is something you can do. Also, about a year ago, they did add the option right here to sync from Gmail. So if you connect a Gmail account very similarly to Moxie, if I click sync from Gmail, I can I can sync over my Gmail contacts right here into BombBomb. So that way I don't have to worry about a spreadsheet or whatever. All my contacts will be here, along with, if you look over here, my groups themselves as well. So my lists are over here, my groups are over here, my newsletter or group with 2 R's are over here, and I can send emails or videos to people that way as well. The last thing I want to show is the emails tab. This is where you could really spend a lot of time if you wanted to, because this is where you can set up templates. This is where you can set up a lot of different things that will be custom to you, or a little bit more general, but still more customized than just a video in a square. So if I were to go up here in the upper right-hand corner and click new video, I'm going to record myself and do a little video here. Wow, that's a great screenshot. There we go. Doing a little video. Hi, it's JD, blah, 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 blah. And I send the video out. That's going to come through essentially as a, let me see if I can find an example of it in my email here. That's going to basically come through with a little BombBomb logo and say, JD sent you a video. The video is going to be front and center. Let me actually show you an example of what that looks like. It's going to be kind of similar to this. So it's going to be a little bit more elaborate than this. It's going to have more information and stuff, but it's going to have the video right here. Now, this is also one of the things that really drives up click-through rates in BombBomb's emails, is that if I send a YouTube link to somebody, it's literally going to be just a little URL. It's going, meaning, let me actually show you what that means. If I were to send a video, someone will say, oh, can you send me a video about, or on blah, 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 or my listing video, or, whatever that might be. I could say something like, here, this is a video that says a rainy forest, fresh air, and fresh sounds for relaxing. I could go,
have you considered going solar in Michigan?
Yeah, stop. Thank you. So I can send an email to Becky that says, scroll, here you go, Becky. And that's the link. So I'm just going to send that, Becky. Obviously, you can ignore that. So this is the email that would go through to Becky if I sent her a YouTube link. Here you go, Becky, and there's a YouTube link. That's not the most attractive email. That's not really like, okay, do I want to click on it? Also, obviously, we all know that YouTube is a relatively safe website, but in general, we're all far more vigilant than we used to be about clicking links in emails. And something short like this looks a little bit sketchy sometimes. Whereas if I get an email like this, where it's a person that I know or a person that I've just met or know I'm getting an email from with them right there in it, that already feels a little bit safer because I can see it's not a scam. It's JD that I was expecting an email from. So I can click on that and the video is going to start right there on screen for me. So that already is one of the things that also sets BombBomb apart, is that it makes the videos more I always hesitate from saying more attractive, because especially when I'm on screen, that's not what I mean, but I mean more clickable. The click-through rate with videos that have GIFs like this in them is far higher than just a link like this. I think they said, BombBomb said their click-through rates are in the 80 to 90% range because this is that much more engaging. So what you can do though, when you are playing with that YouTube video out here, when you are playing with the emails in BombBomb, you can actually leverage some of the templates that we already have created, or you can create your own. So if I go in here to new email up top here, and I'm going to do what's called the advanced composer. Now that sounds scary, but it's a lot less scary because there are so many things pre-built. So I could very simply pop a video here and send an email out. And again, it would be pretty generic, pretty small. It wouldn't be the most like beautiful looking email that you're ever going to see. But if I go over here to change template, what I'm going to see now are every single brand or DBA that we have pre-built templates for. So at the very least, or not even at the very least, this to me is already a ton better. I could say, okay, well, I sit in Grand Rapids, so I'm going to use the Schmidt Realtors. I'm going to put this here, and boom, if I put my video here, I can either record a video right here, upload one, or choose any of my previous videos. I'm going to choose I'll just choose this one because it's not my favorite. If I do this right here, that already looks that much more professional than just that video coming through. And the other part that's cool is that all of this information down here, so it looks like it's not working, right? You got the little image there where it's like, uh-oh, broken link, and it says all the hashtag profile stuff. That is all going to automatically fill in. That all automatically fills in with my first name, all my information from my profile, which is why I started by showing you your profile to make sure that if you log in, all that stuff is set up correctly. So now I can send an email to a group or to a specific person with a template right here that is literally branded. But there are also not just branded templates, there are also from BombBomb themselves a bunch of really cool seasonal ones, newsletter templates, holiday templates. You can see over here all the different options here, business ones, inspirational, etc. You can leverage these, you can tweak these as your own to do with what you want. But you can access these from the emails tab in the BombBomb website. So this is just one of 3 ways that you can leverage BombBomb. Does anybody have any questions just about the website aspect itself so far? Bingo bongo. Okay, moving on. The second way that I like to leverage BombBomb, and this is actually how I personally leverage it the most, is through my email browser. So BombBomb, if you look here on the main screen in the lower right-hand corner down here, they have a bunch of integrations. So it literally says view integrations, and I can click on that, and it's going to show me all the different integrations that they have for BombBomb. Meaning, what can I connect it to make it a lot easier for me to use? The 2 biggest ones that are the most relevant, I would say, to us are Gmail and Outlook. You can actually connect BombBomb directly into Gmail or Outlook for your business to make sure that you are leveraging things. I'm sorry, make sure everyone's muted. To make it as easy as possible for your workflow. This is what I was talking about earlier about saying what.
Oh, JD.
Yeah.
JD, you actually blocked out that whole time. You froze.
I froze. Oh, cool.
Yeah, that whole time. Awesome.
Beautiful. That's
yeah, but we hung in there with you. Yay, team.
Thanks, guys. They're
Yeah.
actually working on stuff outside in the neighborhood, so I'm hoping it's not going to affect things too much. So, okay, well, I'll go back. I'll trace my steps back a minute or two there. So, what I was mentioning were the integrations. So the integrations are basically things that BombBomb can sync right into. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, which is what are the best ways that, or what are the ways that are going to make your workflow easier? What are the ways that are going to make it that you can go, okay, this is what I need BombBomb to do. Here's where I can fit it into my already existing workflow. And now I'm in a place where I'm doing things even more efficiently. The easiest ones, the most important ones, I would argue right now are Gmail and Outlook, because those are what a lot of agents use for email. And if I, use either of these integrations, if I were to click on one of them, they're going to give me the step-by-step steps. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And how to integrate that. They have the steps right there. They have the article. They also have the video that will walk you through it. It's a pretty straightforward process, but not something that is going to take too much time out of you guys. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you how that actually looks. So I've got my Gmail up right here. And let's say I was responding to, well, I'll just go back to Becky's email here. No, I've already used Becky as an example. Let's say I was going to send a new email. So I got an email right here. I'm going to pull it up like this, and I'm going to send it to, I'll just send it to CJ, and I'll say design update from Rachel. I'll go, hey, CJ. Now, I don't always like typing because my fingers hurt. So what I can do instead, or maybe it's going to be too long and get convoluted. I think that's one thing that's actually probably more relevant, is that things can get convoluted in text, and it makes far more sense for sometimes to communicate things a little bit more, at least for me, a little bit more concisely. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of doing that, I'm going to go right down here in the bottom right corner of my email. I don't want to zoom in on this one because it's going to make the screen all messy. If you look down here in the bottom right corner, you're going to see the little BombBomb logo. And if I hover over it, all of my options. So I can go here and I can actually access my entire library of videos, any snippets I have, which is something that we haven't touched on today, or I can record a video. So I can click the red button right here and record a video right in Gmail. And I can go, wait for it, and I can go 3, 2, 1. Hey, CJ, I just got off the phone with Rachel, and I figured it'd be easier to explain this way, but basically she liked the way the design was going. I think it was just the color scheme that she had some concerns with. Basically, the blue felt a little bit too light, so she wanted to darken that, but I didn't quite know how dark that is or how far we could go within brand standards. So that was one of the things. And then the other thing that she had some concerns about was just the imagery in the background. The design itself was good, but the imagery felt, she said, a little too downtowny, whereas we're looking a little bit more suburban. So I don't know if you have stuff like that you could just swap out, or if you wanted to look on the Getty link, but those are the two main things. Other than that, everything was looking great. Thanks. And that's it. Again, not a great screenshot, but here's what happens. I click save. That's going to go right into this. I can say, please ignore, I'll say BombBomb test, so that she doesn't freak out. BombBomb test. And so that was that easy for me to, in Gmail, do that right there. I didn't have to go to bombbomb.com because that's another tab I have to have open or go there. But I like having it here right in Gmail, because Gmail is a tab that is always open on my phone. And always open on my computer. So I can go right there, compose, do a video, and it's right there for me. Boom. So that's how I like to, so that's how I personally probably leverage it the most, is right there through the Gmail integration. Of course, if you use Outlook, that's also an option. I have been told, and I know I've said this a couple of sessions in a row now, so I don't know what the timeline is, but I've been told that they are currently working on a Moxie integration so that you could do it right through Moxie Engage, which would, of course, also just be awesome. The third and final way that I wanted to show you guys how to do it, I'm going to unblur my background, so excuse children. I can't really blame the mess in this room on the kids. This is more mine than anything else. Although they're a very easy scapegoat for any sort of mess in the house. Let me show you the third option. The pirate ship's not mine. That much I can confirm. The third way that I like to talk about it, of course, is just the phone app. So of course there's the BombBomb app, and like I said, everything integrates fully together here. So what I can do here, I'm going to open the BombBomb app. It's literally BombBomb. You sign in when you download it. When I open the app, it automatically opens into a video. So I'll flip it so you guys can see. It opens into the recording of a video. I can record it right here, or just like the other stuff. Okay, let me actually see if I can do, I wonder if it's going to let me share my screen from the cord here. Let me see, share. Let me see if I can do what I'm hoping to do. This could be super cool. Open Finder, okay, maybe not. Stop sharing. Found a really cool way to, all right, I'm gonna try it one more time. That way it'll be just easier to show you guys what I'm talking about. Trust. All right, now let's try to do this. Okay, can you guys see my phone, I think? Okay, so let's do this then. There we go. So I got the BombBomb app here. So you can record the video right here. I can also go to my video library right here, and every single video, like literally the one that I just shot, is right here. I can search for videos. I could take one that I just did right here. I can text, email it, or share it all right there. So I could text it, and if I were to text it, again, it would go right to whomever I put it in for. I'll just send this one to, who did I send this one to? I'll send it to Carrie again. Why not? Carrie, send, boom. And now she just got a video texted to her. I can even, now that you can see here, this is actually new as I opened the app this morning, I can set up notifications so that when my video is watched, I'll get a little notification so that I can actually see how she's engaging with everything. So that I can go, oh, she just responded. I should go talk to her now to see if she's, interested or has any questions or whatever. So I can do all of that from here. I can also email the videos. And what's cool is that I can take this video and from my phone, I can email it with a template. So I can send pick who I want to send it to. I'll just do, I think Susie's here, so I'll do, I don't know if she's in my contacts, but I don't know if it'll be a problem. I can put her email in there and say video message. And then I can choose the template literally right here from the app. And I have all of the different options from BombBomb. I can scroll all the way up and go boom. So now, again, this is something that I didn't used to be able to do. Like, check this out. I am now sending her a video done from my phone. Preview and send. What am I missing here? Update design for video. Oh, video message for you. So I can now, I think it's because she's not in my email. So let me just try Carrie again. All of this from the app right here. And of course, it goes without saying that it syncs automatically. So all of this stuff, her old email is right there. There we go. Preview and send. So I can preview it. This is what it's going to look like. Because I added it double. So that's actually just a me thing. So don't be worried about that. It's going to go right out from here without me having to go to my computer at all. Of course, I could record a video live right here from my phone and send it that way. I could do it from a video like I did here. That was a new one, anything like that. But again, what this goes back to for me is what do you need from BombBomb to leverage it in your business? What is the best way for you to add it to your workflow? What's the best way for you to keep in touch with your clients? What do you need from it in order to do that? So those are, to me, the three easiest ways. There are a ton more integrations you may have seen on the page. There are integrations with a few other CRMs at this point. You can integrate it with Keeping Current Matters, with Google Chrome, a couple other things. But to me, those are really where it thrives. Do you guys have any questions before we get into some of the content stuff? Okay, so let's keep going then, because there's, like I said, there's always two halves to it. There's the how and then there's the what, or the what or the why. That's how you do it. Setting it up like that is important so that you can make it as easy as possible, because what really is the biggest struggle with any sort of video stuff is doing it. Is what do I do video on? How do I overcome my fears or my insecurities or anything like that? If you don't have it set up properly, you're going to use that as another excuse to not even do the video. So that's why making sure you have it set up that you can function, you can literally practically function with it, is important before we even get to this point. So the first thing I would say in terms of video, in terms of what you should do a video on, I would recommend this every single time to all of you for doing video here, is do your very first video to someone you know. whether that's your partner, another agent in the office, whether that is to me, I will always be your video guinea pig. But what I recommend is that the first video should be a really a trial run, but it should go to somebody. That's the important part. Your first video should not be a video that you just shoot, keep in your BombBomb account, and then never send out. It should go to somebody, but somebody that is still a guinea pig in a sense, because that way you're getting used to how the app works. You're getting used to how you look and sound on camera. You might never get used to that part. I saw myself in one of the videos I just shot just now, and I went, seriously, dude, it's the way I look, it's the way I sound. It is what it is. I can change that, but that is part of what it is. People, you are going to always be more insecure about the things that you are insecure about. Whether, we all know what our things are. Hope Carrie just responded with her probably snarky comment or whatever. Yep, she just gave me a little tongue out gif. So she's just used to that by now. But we know what we're insecure about. Other people don't. We're going to focus on those things. Other people aren't going to notice. I have been doing video since high school, and I can guarantee you that the meanest anyone's ever been was in high school. After high school, for college, all the way through now, nobody is focusing on the things that you were insecure about because they don't know those things. What they see is a person they know, like, trust, or are building a relationship with and want to continue to do that. But make that first video to someone you know, so that what you're focusing on is getting used to how it works. One of my favorite little tools that BombBomb added earlier, I think this was a 2023 tool, was if you go to BombBomb and you do a video specifically on the website, and I click on record yourself, they have what they call, I'll show you here when it loads here, speaker notes that you can turn on. So it's right here above the video, it says speaker notes, and I can turn it on, and it allows me to write an outline for my video. These are notes that will not be seen by anybody. They do not go to the client. They are not attached to the video. They are only for me. So I'm a big, big, big believer in not scripting your videos. Don't script them. Don't memorize them. It is going to pull away from the video and not be a powerful, it's going to pull away from the message, and you're going to only be memorizing or something like that. But it might be good to have an outline. It might be good to say, start, intro or introduction. You're going to say, I don't know, days on market. Maybe you're doing a market update. Days on market update, and then you say up 27%. Then you say average sales price update, and then you say close with ask of questions. So what that allows me to do is I'm going to start my video. I'm going to, ask or go through it without memorizing anything. But if I forget where I'm going, I still have those notes up there. So if I'm doing the days on market update and I go, shoot, where was I going to go next? I have it right above me, say, oh, the sales price update. So that allows me to feel a little bit more comfortable with where I'm going without having it all written out and reading across the screen little by little, line by line by line. So having those speaker notes can be really helpful to help you feel a little bit more comfortable with what's going on. So for your first video, I always recommend doing something like that. And then there are two other aspects that I want to talk about with video in terms of directions you can go, both of which I find to be extremely important right now, because there's no mistaking this, there's no hiding behind this, but we're in a market right now where things are different than they were last year, where things were different than they were 2 years ago. I've talked to a lot of agents who, when they got in the past 3 or 4 years, and were used to, in so many words, business kind of just coming in. They knew people who knew people, and listings were coming or buyers were coming, and inventory was obviously tight, but now it's a much different playing field than it was. What is important right now, and this is something that Tracy talks about and that her whole team talks about in any sort of situation or any sort of informational or conversation we have, is to continue marketing, to continue putting yourself out there, because one, people want to know what's going on in the market and they want to know the truth of what's going on. But two, you need to continue to brand yourself as the expert, to continue to put yourself out there as the one to go to about these questions, so that when those people are ready, you are the one who's top of mind. You are the one who people are going to, because they keep seeing you and thinking about you as that person. So the two ways to do that are through one-on-one interactions and through group interactions. The one-on-one interactions are basically what any sort of real estate coach would talk to you about, right? They're all about, do you stay top of mind with people? Do you reach out? I know that there are the trainings that say things like, I don't know if this is the ninja training or if it's a Tom Ferry thing or who it is, but or it's probably a lot of them, but the idea of you reaching out to 5 clients a day, right? Whether it's through a text, through a call, through an email, or reaching out directly to someone 5 times a day. Video to me is not something that you should replace everything with, but there are certain things that video can be a great replacement for, because what it really does is it elevates the type of message and makes things feel that much more custom. To me, the best way the best opportunity to bring elevation into play is through any sort of consistent touch point. So what I mean by that is that if you have, and maybe you're using Moxie and you have a note to reach back out to client A just to see how they're doing in terms of, do they want another home search? Do they need this or whatever? Just kind of like a normal check-in. Maybe video is not the best opportunity for that, or that's the best opportunity to use a video. Maybe that is a text or a phone call and just a quick check-in. I think that's great. I don't think you need to, like I said, do video for everything. But what I'm talking about with touch points are the home anniversaries. They are the birthdays. They are anything that is something sort of regular or some sort of event or celebration, because that's when you can have a lot of fun with it. And I've used this video. I'm going to pull up the video here. I've used this so many times, but the reason why I always go back to it is because it's such a perfect example of how you can have fun with BombBomb and also build and foster that relationship. So this is a perfect example. I've got a dentist appointment tomorrow. My dentist every year sends me a little postcard that says happy birthday, GD. It's got the little smiley thing in the toothbrush, and I'm like, thanks, dentist. Like, I was always looking forward to you telling me happy birthday every year. And it's great. It's like, it is, again, you look at that ladder, it is a rung on the ladder, right? It is a happy birthday, JD. We are technically remembering you. So that is an opportunity for you to reach out to somebody. So there's that, but then there's also opportunities like this. There's ways to reach out to people like this.
Happy birthday, Dan Marta. January birthday, baby.
Birthday balloons.
Me too. January's the best. Yeah, birthday balloons. Are you ready?
Ready.
Happy birthday to you. Start
again.
That was a clunker. Oh my gosh. All right, ready?
From the top.
From the top. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dan. Living in Como Park with
Abigail.
Abigail
And the cat.
and the cat, who I don't know.
The Martas of Avon.
Ready?
Ready.
Happy birthday to you. Wow, we better tighten that up a little bit the next time we do that.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Hope that you are having an awesome, awesome, awesome day.
You get to share a birthday with my dad.
That's right. And my resolution for 2019 was to not use the word awesome quite so often. I'm failing miserably.
Oh, well.
You are awesome.
Always try again.
January is awesome. Okay. Have cake, have ice cream. He likes ice cream. But we'll throw it in because he likes it too.
Cake and ice cream, nothing better.
Kick back and relax. Say hi to Abby. I think we're done.
Happy birthday.
Happy, happy. Ready?
Yep.
Bye.
Oh, we're not going to watch it again. That to me is still one of my favorite examples of a BombBomb video, because all it is personality. They don't even throw in at the end of there if you have any questions about real estate, don't forget to reach out, because you don't need to do that. All that video is, hey, we're wishing you a happy birthday. And they're doing it in a way that is so memorable and so fun. But the thing that I always want to stress is that does not need to be your objective. Your objective doesn't need to be, well, that couple was funny and used a ukulele and whatever, so I need to learn how to play a kazoo. Like, it doesn't mean you need to learn an instrument and do that. It means you need to be you, because I wish that there was a way that I could drill that message home so much stronger. But like, you are the reason somebody is working with you. You are the reason somebody wants to buy a home with you or sell a home with you. Yes, it's because of your brand. Yes, it's because maybe you have a great history of sales. You've done a lot of business, but ultimately it's because they like working with you. They go, hey, Lynn, I want to work with Lynn Kripe because I've heard great things about Lynn, or I've worked with her in the past and she was amazing. I want to work with Lynn. So when you do a video like that, if you're sitting in your office like I am here and I do a little video and it's 60 seconds or 45 seconds and I stutter for a second or it's not the most clear video, that doesn't matter. It's personal, it's me, and that's what people are going to connect to. So especially with video like this, perfection is not the objective. Relationships are the objective. A way to think about it is that if I'm sitting down with somebody and having a conversation with them, if I stutter or mess up or say something wrong, I don't leave the room and come back in and start again and do a new take in the conversation and then start again and then walk back out and come and start again. That's not how it works. That's not how conversations go. These videos, these individual videos are conversations. They're you relaying information to somebody one-on-one. So if you mess up, again, I always say, unless you like fall and hit your head and something horrible happens, then you can maybe start over. But if you're just that you stutter or you go, sorry about that, I totally forgot. That's you just talking to somebody. That's you, being you and being authentic. And that's what it is at the end of the day. Maybe authenticity to you is comfort. Maybe authenticity to you is inspirational. Maybe it's just straight to the facts. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be funny. I've heard that a lot. Well, I don't feel like I'm funny. Well, we're all funny to a degree, but that's not what being genuine means. So one way to do it is through one-on-one things like that. Birthdays, holidays, home anniversaries, check-ins, anything like that are amazing opportunities. And you all, hopefully you have your client list, your CRM, but even within that, you have those family and friends who are the VIPs or the ones that you know the best or have the best relationships with. Start with them. Like this doesn't mean you need to go from 0 to 100, but I also mean, and I said this earlier, if you sign up for BombBomb and never do a BombBomb video, that's on you, because the tool is there. It's straightforward to set up, and if there are glitches in it in the setup, I am here to help. We have direct support contacts at BombBomb, but you have to be able to do the first video. You have to be able to actually be on camera and send that stuff out. And it
looks like JD froze again.
I'm still here, I promise. You hear me? You guys hear me now? Hello. Okay, I'm back. I see you guys moving now. They're gonna mess their mess. I swear I'm gonna. All right. I've only got one more thing I want to talk about anyway, but the main point being, you have to do the videos. You have to be the one on camera making those baby steps. And I know it sounds like one of those empty promises, but I do promise that the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel. But you are the only person who can make the video part happen. Last thing that I want to talk about in terms of the communication, like I said earlier, about there's the individual and there's the group way of doing it. In this market, there is a lot of, I guess the best way to put it would be either misinformation or confusion, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. What's actually happening in the market? Are home prices actually skyrocketing? Is there actually less inventory? If there is less inventory, to what degree? I say this every time. There are headlines that we read, and headlines are, especially on the internet, are meant to be grabby so that I click on the article, but we don't always do that. We read the headline and we keep scrolling. So then what happens is I have these ideas in my head that are far more extreme than what's actually happening. So what you have the opportunity to do on a consistent basis, if I can drill that part in strong enough, is to be the single source of truth in your market, to brand yourself as the market expert. Well, I have an agent in the Sunstar region. I don't want to name names. I don't want to give away too many secrets, but they do a weekly market update. Every week they shoot a 1 to 2 minute video on what's going on in the market, because that's how much things can change. And that's where they've seen value. Their sphere relies on that. Their sphere expects that now, because that's part of their routine and that's part of how they show value to their clients. So that is that is an opportunity you have to say, hey, here's what's going on in the market, and here is what that means for you. Now, if you are a Coldwell Banker agent, we have the luxury of the Market Quest tool, where you can actually go in, and I'll try to show you briefly. But the nice thing is that it's all MLS data. So if you're not with Coldwell Banker, all this information is from the MLS, and you can go in there and access it that way. But I can go in here to Market Quest, and I talk about this as a tool in terms of like these are really cool social graphics you can use, but take it a step further. I can go in here to MarketQuest if it loads in time, and I can take a look at, I'll do my area or Holland or something like that. I can make sure I'm using the right MLS. I think that's Mishrik right here, Mishrik. I can pick the MLS, continue. I can do a quick market snapshot. Let's just use East Grand Rapids for the sake of it, just so I can breeze through this a little bit. And I say I want to do it for the month. I know we're in mid-July, but that's why I want the month of June. So I want a market update for the month of June. And here's what I got. I've got right in front of me average sales price, median list price, average days on market, number of properties for sale, and month supply of inventory. I've got all of those stats here. I can edit the data points to any of these that I want. We've done trainings on this before, so I don't want to spend too much time here. But I've got two options here. Well, I guess I got three because it can be 1, 2, or both. I could post this graphic to social media and say, here's a market update. I could, I guess, yeah, that's option one. Sorry, the cadence there. I could do that, or I could choose 2 or 3 of these points, and I could create a weekly or monthly update and say, hey guys, JD here. I wanted to give you our monthly market snapshot on the East Grand Rapids market. So for June 2023, compared to the last 90 days, things are looking really great for home sellers right now. The average sales price is up 14% compared to the last 3 months. And the average days on market is actually down 58%. It's to 13 days. And then this is the key part. What that means for you is that homes are actually selling quicker than they were previously. There's a lot of information out there. I've seen articles saying that homes are sitting on the market a lot longer and homes aren't selling. That's actually not that true, especially in this market. Homes are selling quicker. So if you have questions about what your home could be worth, or if you want to talk about what the home selling process looks like, give me a call. And that right there, guys, that's the update. I gave them I didn't give them all 5 pieces. I didn't go down this entire list here of all these data points. I picked 1 or 2 pieces. And then very intentionally, I said, this is what that means. Because you as agents, us as people in the real estate industry, can look at all of these data points and understand what that means. But having been someone who bought a home for the first time before, I don't know what any of that stuff means sometimes. Average days on market, median list price, month supply of inventory, that stuff might not make sense to me. So there's 2 parts to it. What is the information and what does that mean for me as a buyer or as a seller? So I'm taking the information from the MLS or from the tools that I have, and I am communicating it. Because here's the other thing. I can post this graphic to Facebook, and that's great. I'm supplying the information. My headshot's in the corner. Again, I don't want to undersell it. That's a really great thing. Or I can shoot a video. And maybe I post the video to Facebook as well as like a market update, but I can send it to people through email. I can use one of the templates in BombBomb and put my video in there. And yes, that's going to take a little bit of work. But guess what? Your newsletter, if you guys remember, I for Innovation Exchange, was it last year? I don't know what time it is anymore. I believe it was Innovation Exchange last year. We talked about this I'm trying to see if I can find the training. I don't know if I'll be able to find it in time. But we talked about how these newsletters, even though they may take the time for you to actually have to build a newsletter a little bit, or sorry, yeah, build a newsletter, shoot a video, they're going to look so much more interactive and engaging than not. So this is I gave this training at Innovation Exchange last year. And I said, this is a legitimate sample real estate newsletter that I saw from, that I found online. Like I literally Googled real estate newsletter companies, found a few of them, and they said, here's a sample. And even if I were to add my logo here, my name and contact info here to quote unquote customize it a little bit, and remember that I don't know what the percentage is, most of the time looking at this on my phone. I'm not reading jack squat of this on my phone. Here's the other idea that I can do. This is the other option I have for a newsletter. I can put a little header up there. I can save this template. So maybe I do add a little article down here. Maybe I don't, but I put my video front and center. And once a month, I send out a newsletter to my group of people with my video front and center. And that's what they get used to. Not only do they get used to the information coming once a month, but they get used to me being the person who gives them that information. And that's what keeps the longevity. That's what brands you as the person who people should go to if they want to know what's going on in the market. So the more, again, I can't stress the consistency aspect enough. It takes 7 times for a message to get through to somebody in their head, at minimum, for someone to go, okay, this is the person I should be going to about A, B, or C. So if you can if you can do this consistently, one, they're going to be like, oh, okay, JD knows what he's talking about. But then what's going to happen is that they're going to be talking to a friend, and friend's going to go, oh, I wonder, blah, 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 real estate, do. And they're going to go, well, JD does these videos every month. I should have you ask him about that. And they're going to go do that. So you have the opportunity to, in individual one-on-one connections, but also in a group setting, brand yourself as the person to go to about the real estate market. And the key to all, I said this a couple of times now, but the key to what makes all of this work, even if every single person on this call signed up for BombBomb and started using it today, what's going to make it work is your authenticity and your individuality. And I know that those sound like the things that we teach our kids in elementary school, but it's because it's true. Every single agent here is different. There's reasons why your clients work with you versus somebody else, why the agent A in the office versus agent B. You are the bedrock of your business. Your listings are, this is a vast simplification, your listings are your product. You are the business. So what BombBomb is, if I boil it down to one main thing in marketing, is it is a differentiator. It truly, truly is. There are how many agents in your office? There are how many agents in your market? Even if you use video on a broad spectrum, what percentage of agents are actively in your market using video? And then what percentage of those agents are using BombBomb or video in a one-to-one interaction? The math is probably, it's minuscule for both of those answers. But then the follow-up I'd ask is like, so then what's stopping you? If you know that video is what you're supposed to be doing, if you know that BombBomb is a way to help you do it, and you know that that's going to set you apart, what's stopping you from doing it? Is it not understanding the best ways to leverage it, the best ways to connect it? Because that's one of the things that we talked about, and something I can always help you with. Is it because I'm scared of doing it? Because that's incredibly relatable and super, super understandable, but that's going to paralyze you from doing it. If we can't find ways to get over that, then other people are going to move into that space and take advantage of that and be the ones who reap the benefits of that. So this is, again, this is an overview. This is obviously not just an overview of how the tool works and the kind of content you can be doing, but help on what are the best ways to really move forward and to make sure that I'm leveraging video and understanding the objectives of what we're doing with video. Because video, again, it's not to replace meeting with somebody. It's not to replace sitting down with somebody and building that connection. It's to get to that place. So that's what I've got for you guys. Before we wrap, does anybody else have any other questions about it, about the tool, anything that we didn't go over that you have questions about? So maybe so. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that. Remember, wait a couple more seconds. Everyone does have questions, but please remember, on any of our resource sites, Elite, C21, Schmidt Resources, there's the BombBomb page right here. It's got the sign up link. It has another thing here that I want to focus more on in our next session or two, the BombBomb Real Estate Action Plan. Literally a plan with 5 different points on how ways to implement this in your real estate business. So you got a real estate action plan there. You've got our the support page there, and then of course our informationals are right there as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you have questions on BombBomb, let me know. Again, send me your videos. I will be the person to watch that first video. Thank you, guys. Have a great week.